it.
Hello out there, thanks for joining us on Political Platform, and for those listening to us through the online talking about Ray Power app. If you have downloaded Ray Power app and you can listen to us anywhere, we want to thank you for that effort. And you're on the road, you're listening to us. It's also good to know that you are there. And for those who watch us on TV, AIT Political Platform, we are also very, very well indebted to you. So far, that is on in Abuja space. But you can also go to the internet and go to our YouTube channel, AIT Political Platform, to watch our videos all around the world. And you can see even the previous episodes of Political Platform as well as this one. So you can be well assured that even when you have listened on radio, you want to get more, you can go to the internet, go to the YouTube AIT Political Platform channel there and watch. We want to thank you for always being there. I got something that got me thinking. It's a study that was carried out from Stanford University by a Stanford economist, and that is some of the things we have talked about here, the movement of the world away from where we are. The prediction is that in a couple of years, not too many years from now, in fact, they have aggressively said it is not going to be more than 8-10 years, that petrol cars will disappear in the world. And if you are going to be using petrol car like the one we have that is popular in Nigeria here, it is because you have not adapted. And that electric cars and all the other forms of energy are being developed vigorously, and that in no time, no more petrol, diesel cars, buses or trucks will be sold anywhere in the world except those that are available now. And that this forecasts by Stanford University economist Tony Seba, the professors in his report said, and in fact they even did mention Nigeria as one of those countries that should begin to think of what to do with the alternative to the crude oil that we have, because you will drink the crude oil one day because it will be useless. Now that got me really thinking, and I was wondering, is anybody really sitting down to think, and what are we doing about our future? Do we really know we are moving speedily in the wrong direction? And if you begin to think, where we'll be talking about what Nigeria should do, how we should begin to do it on this program this morning, and those dangers that are ahead in spite of all the political things that we are talking about, because the space is occupied over 98% by politics. And everything we do, religion, ethnic, everything is politics. But who is thinking about our children, our great-grandchildren, and the future of Nigeria? I am Okiri Agbonsuremi. The wife of the president is jetting out today, or has even jetted out. Is going to London, but we stop in Addis Ababa to attend a program of wives of heads of state. Somebody has said, yes, she needs to really stay close so that we begin to have our president taken care of properly, and particularly by family members. What many people are wondering is, why would the wife of the president be announcing she's going to see her husband? What is the news in it? You're going to see your husband that is not well. Of course, it is also good for her to tell us so that rumors will not take over the space. I have my colleagues joining me, but I'll first of all introduce our guest who is joining us. He's a teacher at the University of Abuja here, Dr. Abubakar Kari. He's joining us with the analysis this morning. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much, Austin. It's a pleasure to be here.
I have Dr. Amechi Anakwe with me this morning. Thank you so much.
Hello and welcome.
And was Abubakar Kari your lecturer when you were doing your... I know you had your PhD from
He's my
university.
senior colleague.
I also have Uju Eje joining me this morning. Uju, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Hiria.
And Ijoma Osam also right in here.
Thank you, Hiria.
Let's go to our mailbox. That's where we usually begin from. Let's see what you see, your comments on our stories, what we have what you have that we have not seen. And just before they read the mail, I will tell you that Mustafa Mohammed is also joining us on the program this morning. Mustafa, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah. Let's go to our mailbox now.
Hello and welcome to the mail segment. I am Usaiti in Yari.
And I am Tenikang Akepu. You're welcome. Moses Adeni from Victoria Island in Lagos State is reacting to recent analysis on Evans the kidnapper. He says, I'd like to react to your analysis on the suit Evans brought against the Nigerian police last week because the police refused to take him to court and the only thing you do was to criticize the police. If the police arrest a notorious criminal and announces it, you say, why should it celebrate its exploit? The police charges an accused to court and seeks for adjournment to enable its complete investigation. You criticize. The police wants to do a proper investigation this time so that they don't lose the case, thereby detaining Evans based on court order, and yet you are not satisfied. Then, what do you really want? I'll advise that anyone who really wants the police to get better can leave what he or she is doing and join the force. After all, we are all Nigerians, so that your best idea can turn things around for all of us. God bless Nigeria.
Oko Chukwuka in Enugu State writes on tax evasion and the failure of leadership in Nigeria. He says, the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, recently launched the Voluntary Assets and Income Declaration Scheme, during which he stated that only about 14 million Nigerians pay taxes. Not only that, the acting president used the occasion to inform Nigerians that majority of those who pay taxes in the country are civil servants whose taxes are deducted from the source. The inability of many Nigerians to pay taxes stems from the fact that our government has not been living up to its expectations. A situation whereby monies realized from taxes are diverted into private pockets instead of using them for the provision of infrastructure is a disincentive to prompt payment of taxes by many Nigerians. As the federal government has earmarked every Thursday for creation of awareness on the payment of tax in the country, the government should ensure that proceeds from taxes are used to provide basic amenities for Nigerians. This is the only way tax evasion can be greatly minimized. God bless Nigeria.
And Samson in Abuja titles this, corrupt officers have immunity under our law. He says, when former President Goodluck Jonathan told us that corruption is not stealing, most Nigerians did not understand him. Rather, we mocked him. But that was the bitter truth. Stealing is definite punishment under our laws, but corruption punishments are bogus. You can jail a goat thief for 4 years. If we make corruption crime equal to stealing, that is when we will get good conviction. For example, if you shout thief, thief in Oshodi market, that person will be lynched. But if you shout corrupt man in the same Oshodi, no attack on the person. Make corruption law like stealing, you will get conviction. That is gospel according to Goodluck Jonathan. God bless Nigeria.
And that's it on the mail segment today. Keep sending your mails to politicalplatform@yahoo.com.
Bust it.
They present the popular radio program Political Platform on the Ray Power FM network. Ray Power FM Political Platform, now on television. Keep track of the country's polity and be part of the process as they discuss and put political developments in the country into perspective. It's Ray Power Political Platform on AIT Abuja.
Thank you so much for remaining with us. Just a way of giving you an information. It is not clear yet if it's Evans himself that is denying that he has not hired a lawyer, but there is information on the media and the media all over the place that Evans has said he is not the one that briefed the lawyer who filed the case. Now, Ogungbeje is the name of the lawyer. This lawyer, who is Evans' lawyer, according to him, is how do you say, Syria? He has a Syria character, in filing cases against those who are perceived to be distressed.
And who probably had not briefed
have not briefed him. So he sued. I can give you some of the cases he filed in court that he was not briefed. He sued on behalf of the late Suntai, talking about Suntai, when he had that issue of whether he should continue in office after that accident or not. He sued the Naval Authority without the consent of the person, alleging breach of his right against the Naval people. And the family of the deceased person had to petition the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee, where the lawyer is before now. You also recall that T.B. Joshua had to invite him. He also sued on behalf of T.B. Joshua without any brief. T.B. Joshua had to invite him and pacify him with £1 million to please go and withdraw that suit. I'm not the one asking anybody to file that suit. Now, the argument is that
here we also heard that he also joined the case the EFCC brought to court, seeking a final forfeiture of that loot in Osborne.
He also joined.
He also joined, and though the court pushed him aside, but here he had also gone to the Court of Appeal.
He's a very busy legal practitioner. So if you have, if you just read in the paper that you just go to court on your basis. He's a very good lawyer who likes volunteering his services even without a brief.
On pro bono.
But that actually is against the legal practice. The way legal practice is accepted in Nigeria. You need to be briefed, and that is why the legal practitioners disciplinary committee is looking into his own case to see if it's one that needs to be tutored on how to wait for a brief to be filed before he goes to file a case. So
he probably did not understand Gani Fawemi very well, and he's trying to be a Gani Fawemi in the very wrong ways.
Well, Gani would not go to court if you do not without your consent. If you are in detention, he will send his lawyers to come and talk to you, talk to your family members, and he discovered that you do not have anybody. That's why you are there. He will go to court on your behalf.
It's actually a misplaced priority. If you go to the Nigerian prison, you have a lot of people that were addicted.
Yeah, you can actually go to prison service.
The police sent to the prison. You also find so many on awaiting trial. Some the offense, if convicted, is not more than 1.5 years. Somebody would spend
2 months.
10 years. Some of my friends 2 years ago, paid for the fines of some, prisoners during Ramadan as a Ramadan gift, and you need to see the number of young people in
that they were removed.
Exactly. So I think his energy needs to be redirected to the proper place.
Yes.
And he will get plenty of assistance from public. If he's doing that, In fact, the various organs of government responsible for assisting people who are
legal aid council,
and they will assist. You go and just.
But he will choose the high-profile cases
so
that will call with
added attention. Millions from those cases.
All right. Now the former Vice President Namadi Sambo is crying foul 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he says a handshake beyond the elbow is one that gets you disturbed. And that he kept quiet when the 1, 2, 3, 4 raids were carried out in his house. But this fifth one, he's suspecting that if they don't get anything, it's just like what we say in our local, the local palace, that if a fowl gets around an object, you see him dancing around the object, he will soon swallow it. Before you come back, he has swallowed it. He's measuring how to get it swallowed. He says he's afraid, he's scared that he hopes that the next time they don't find something in his house.
Or they don't plant.
That's exactly what we are saying, that they don't come out and say, we have found this in your house. And he's crying for help. The rich also cry, A former vice president say, look, leave me alone. I don't have anything. You have raided my premises. This is the 5th time. And I wouldn't know how to juxtapose that with the fight against corruption, where you must also give it to those who are fighting corruption, that there's a whistleblower policy in place. And that if they say Akwiri Agbosuremi's house has money, they will, like what they did with Namadi Sambo, carry a bullion van. In fact, they took a bullion van to Namadi Sambo.
But the actual thing is that based on self-recognition, just like some high-profile national leaders when taken to court, they can be, granted bail based on self-recognition. I don't see anything wrong with the invitation.
Invite somebody with money in his house.
Why not? If you have the paper trail, you have.
No, they would have removed. They would have removed the money. You will not be chasing the money.
The truth of the matter is, for how long will the authorities be going to people's houses and they are not getting anything? Just like Ike Ekweremadi's house, it's actually very embarrassing.
All right,
and then
Doctor,
the public
what do you
will get to know?
How do you see this? How do we balance the act of so you get information and you want to go and search, and you've searched 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get a fifth one? Do you say you don't want to?
In 6 months.
Well, I think it is one of the pitfalls associated with the anti-corruption fight. On the one hand, I'm sure the EFCC or the DSS must have obtained
a search warrant.
Yes,
They did.
a search warrant.
This was ICPC.
Yes,
Actually, last
but
one.
to have done it 4 or 5 times means something is definitely wrong. And I think they should be more circumspect in the future. They should be able to sift out the kind of whistleblowing information that they receive.
So if because it's not all whistle that they blow, that they should listen
yes, to. Because to have failed 4 or 5 times certainly rub off on their image, and it shows either there is some kind of vendetta or they are desperate, as he says, to frame him up.
It might also be that maybe that somebody somewhere, maybe they should look inwards, look into themselves and see if there's anybody giving out information.
Now, if someone gives information, if the security agencies receive intelligence, they now have to carry out due diligence on that intelligence. There's credible intelligence.
There's a school of thought that I seem to share in their own. Look, even if it is 100 times, you get information that you need to verify. I mean, you need to go and find out. And the only way to be sure that you are going to act on it is to go to the location, even if it's 100 times. But the fact is, how do you deal with people who give you false information? I think that is what will stop people from giving you false information. Because if somebody gives information and it doesn't work out and you let him go, he will give you another one, or some other persons will also be encouraged to give you information. You don't just go out there because you don't like Dr. Carey's face. You say he has money in his house, and then we get there's no money. What happens to the person that gives information? That's why the arraignment recently in the case of Eke Ekweremadu was good. That they got the guy who gave the wrong information to court, put him to court and try him for giving wrong information, because it's embarrassing to everybody to be giving the information that does not work. They would thereby stop people from giving information they are not sure of.
If this information was generated by the intelligence officers attached to the anti-corruption agency?
By themselves? And that's where it's actually more.
And I think there is a more serious one. I read recently that 2 particular whistleblowers claim that a vigilante head in Maiduguri was a member of the Boko Haram sect.
Yes.
And he was detained for almost a year. He suffered a lot, only for the military authorities to
find
discover
out
that the information was not true.
After 1 year.
Yes. Those ones too have been arraigned. Okay. So this whistleblowing thing is a two-way thing.
Yes.
Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll go to where are we going to? Are we preparing for the future in Nigeria?
Bust it.
They present the popular radio program Political Platform on the Ray Power FM network. Ray Power FM Political Platform, now on television. Keep track of the country's polity and be part of the process as they discuss and put political developments in the country into perspective. It's Ray Power Political Platform on AIT Abuja.
Thank you so much. Let's come to the reality. Dr. Carey is scary. It's scary to look at the way the world is going, and African countries are not moving. We are not just going to localize it to Nigeria now, because it's a continental problem. The third world, as represented by Africa, does not seem to be ready. And we can take it down home to pick particular examples of how unprepared we are to move to the future. Now, we have a future that is going to be prepared, or it's already being prepared by technology. Computers will be on the wheels. These wheels, these cars you are seeing, is going to be like the touch. It's already happening. Many of the developed worlds are already moving their engines with propane, with gas, and with electric. If you go to this to the United States of America, Canada, and Europe, you have a choice. So you have two systems in your vehicle. You can choose to either use gas or propane, or you use the regular diesel or petrol. And you look at which one is cheaper. What the warning is that the way we are going, the Google, all those in the computer world, they are designing things that will make our oil useless. And countries like Nigeria, like Saudi Arabia, like all the countries that we have that depend on crude oil now in large quantity, talking about 90% of earnings, will run into severe trouble. This is the time to diversify.
Yeah, it has been coming for a long time. If you recall very well, the US used to be our major buyer of oil, but the US is now almost completely self-sufficient. So we have had to go towards India, China, and so on and so forth. Our governments have been making all sorts of noises about diversification without necessarily doing anything about it. But the stark reality is facing us. If we do not diversify, we'll sink. And interestingly, we have all the opportunities to diversify. We have large expanse of uncultivated land. So even if we concentrate on agriculture alone, we are going to make so much in terms of exports. However, this modern time is about technology. Take Korea, for instance. In the 1970s, who and Korea were the same. And the Koreans had no oil, had no gold or silver or mercury and so on and so forth.
They went technology.
Yes, they used their brain. Now,
and they brought Skoda to us with the engine at the boot. We were laughing.
Yes.
They said, look at a car having engine at the boot. It doesn't. But you can see what is coming from Korea.
It may interest you to know that Korea started with petrochemicals. They were importing crude petroleum from the Philippines, Russia, and Iran. And they are now processing it, making all sorts of products. That kickstarted their economic development. And they ensure that they are self-sufficient. Well, it's an island, but with a little land. And see what they are today. Today they are number one in shipbuilding. They built the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. In terms of microchips, they are second or third. In terms of automobiles, their vehicles are all over the place. Kia, Daewoo, and the other one.
Yeah.
Yes. So all we need to do is to harness what God has given us internally and in terms of mineral
and we can learn. If you see India, the way India is going, India is on the fast lane of abandoning everybody in the third world and joining the first world.
India has joined the first world now.
Yeah. You saw what happened in China. China a few years back was if you say something is coming from Taiwan, you say Taiwan and China, but
they could even hardly feed themselves.
Now look at
20,
where
30 years ago, and now they are among the first 11, and their population is threatening to reach 2 billion. But they have so much surplus, their own excess is so much. So all we need to do is to graduate from lip service to reality.
What
Our
do you think
government
is responsible that successive governments play this lip service? What is preventing the practical steps?
Is the Dutch course, the flow of easy cash from petroleum resources. We have been too comfortable.
Now the issue of the kind of development models that we use, the European, the World Bank, Paris Club, they try to create which model to follow. And we know all over the world that no country that has followed any of this model has succeeded. Indonesia, Malaysia, China, like you mentioned, Korea, have all came
they had homegrown.
So what do we do, especially in Africa?
Serious countries have abandoned all these Bretton Woods prescriptions. Okay, for God's sake, Nigerians have produced very brilliant development blueprint beginning from Vision 2010. It was not implemented. The
2020 is running.
2020. All these, if you critically study them, they are capable of taking us where we want to go. However, the moment we produce them, we simply keep them somewhere and begin to continue with our usual shenanigans.
All right.
Nigerians have been so brilliant all over the world. They are the ones that are helping other people to develop. So it is not a matter of lack of blueprint. We have all the blueprint.
It is political
I'm
will
very,
now.
very confident that even the ERGP, the economic growth and recovery plan, if it is faithfully and seriously implemented, it will take us somewhere.
All right, we just have to stop here now because our time is up. But it's not an issue that will take off just with this once and leave it. We'll be coming back to it in our subsequent editions. We'll be talking about it, and we'll invite somebody to come and tell us why is Nigeria averse to developing itself. We have a lot of things to develop. We have a lot of mineral resources to develop. We have technology, but we are not doing it. We'll be getting back, and we also want you to get back to us. Politicalplatform@yahoo.com. Let's share your views. My name is Okiri Agbonsulemi. Have a wonderful day.
Bust it.